Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
Thank you so much to Ryan James Hatanaka from When Hope Calls for joining me today on the Sarah Scoop Show. So first of all, let's talk about When Hope Calls and your character, because you have quite a fan base. I mean, people are really into this show. So if you can just tell me a little more about the character you play and what it was like getting that role.
Sure. Yeah, we're so thankful for the Hearties, our fan base. It's such a rare thing and such a kind of a special treat to be in the first season of a show and have such a loyal and vocal fan base. And Sunday nights when the show's been airing, I like to hop on Twitter and interact with them where I can and get to know them. And there's some really excellent people out there. But in terms of the character, so I played Matt Gabriel, and it was a really interesting audition process. I was in Toronto filming another show, and I heard that they were looking for the Mountie on the spinoff of One Calls the Heart. So I jumped at that opportunity and went in there. They liked my first audition, so they set me up for chemistry read with Morgan Cohan, who played Lillian on the show.
We actually got to interview her too.
Oh, great. And so we just had a ball. It was like the most relaxed, fun chemistry read I think I've ever had, and so we just really clicked. And then I think that afternoon they gave me the call. So
so being from Canada, did you ever want to be a Mountie?
You know, it's a very iconic thing in Canada, and my grandfather actually really wanted to be a Mountie. So it's always been part of the conversation, and there's always been kind of a reverence for first responders in general, actually, but Mounties in particular with the uniform and the just the tradition. It's a very cool, iconic thing.
So were you already a fan of When Calls the Heart when you got the role in When Hope Calls?
It's a huge show. It's a huge show. So I of course knew of it and knew what a big show it was, and so when I got the opportunity to audition for it, one, I was like, yeah, slam dunk, and two, once I got cast in the role, you tell that to people, and there's excitement right away, which is such a cool thing. I remember I went to a wedding, I think the night that I was cast. My buddy was getting married, and a bunch of the people at the wedding, it kind of slowly trickled. I told my friends that I got cast in the show, and it slowly kind of trickled out. And there were some big Hearties at this wedding. So it was really fun.
So as a Mountie, we read that you have a black belt. Do you feel like you are able to use that with your role at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think in acting in general, having a black belt and physical capabilities, it definitely lends itself to acting well. And being a Mountie, I mean, in the show, it's a very action-filled physical role. So, being able to be in my body and really, hit those high points well is a huge asset, I think. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely lends itself to the role.
And what do you hope for your character, Gabriel, in season 2?
I really like the action stuff. I gotta say, there's been a lot of great moments. Alfonso Moreno, the showrunner, has put in a lot of great moments in there. Mm-hmm. I'd love some more of those, but I'm also having a ball with the cast. So those moments of interaction with Lillian too, with Morgan Cohan those are just really fun days on set.
It seems like you guys all get along so well on set, like the parts together. What's it like off set? Because you're spending a lot of time with each other during these days of filming.
Yeah, it's a really good group. And last summer when we were filming, we all got a cabin together in the woods for a weekend. And we're all busy in our own rights, jumping from thing to thing. So we really like to slow down and connect whenever we can.
And speaking of thing to thing, so you have a great role here, but you also got to be a part of Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear a little bit about that.
That's a great set. It's been really, really fun to get into, and we'll see in the future what that has in store too. But yeah, they film out in Vancouver, and I was born in Vancouver, so that's a really nice treat for me to get out there and in touch with the roots. Whenever I film out there, I like to go by my preschool, and that's where I grew up, and do a little RJ tour of elementary school. It's pretty fun.
So we talked about you were in Nancy Drew, but then how fun you got to play Romeo and Romeo and Juliet when you were doing your theater. What was it like to play Romeo?
Well, it's really nice. I mean, having a balance in my career between film and television and theater, it's really, really nice. And it's something that I love doing and something that I hope to really continue doing throughout my career. And I played Romeo at the Guthrie Theater, which is a great big theater in the States. And it was a really, really positive challenge and experience. And, awesome, 1,100 seat theaters, and then it was pretty packed. It was really fun. It'll certainly go down as like one of those big highlights, especially early on in my career. Just looking out at this packed house playing Romeo, it was a really special experience.
What's like your dream role? Because you've done theater, movies, shows. What is your dream role?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm tempted to say we're just going to kind of keep going because I like getting surprised with where I end up year to year. I keep working hard and trying to treat the people around me well and see where that gets me. But there's also roles, especially having spent so much time in theater school and in grad school, and Hamlet would be such a great challenge that I would really, really love to take on one day. And those big iconic Shakespearean roles, I really have a home there, and I love those challenges. So maybe that,
Yeah, that sounds great. And I know the Hearties would love to just know if there's like a message you want to say to them.
Yeah, thank you. It's the Hearties have been such a great part of this year, and I hope we keep going.
And is there anywhere that we can catch you next that you can share that you've been working on?
You know what? Not yet. I can't share anything just yet, but there's always stuff in the works, and I'm always busy, so I'm sure I'll be popping up.
And we can keep following along on social media. Where can people find you so they can keep up with you?
Hatanaka.
Awesome.
On Twitter and Instagram.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And I know that everyone will love getting the scoop on what's going on with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, RJ.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.